Students, in our last class, we started the chapter longitudes and latitudes from geography, and we have discussed up to parallels or latitudes, and we have also discussed about the important parallels. So let us see once. We have discussed about the important parallels, and these are 23.5 degree north. So as we know, this middle is the equator, that means it is called 0 degree. From here, if we go 23.5 degree, another important parallel, and it is called Tropic of Cancer. Then again, if we go more, then we find 66.5 degree north. 66.5 degree, and that means 66.5 degree north, and it is called, this circle is called Arctic circle. This circle is called Arctic circle. Then again, if we go to the southern side, we find again 23.5 degrees south, this parallel, and it is called Tropic of Capricorn. And again 66.5 degrees south, it is called Antarctic circle. So these are the four important circles we find on the globe, and we find from 0 degree to North Pole, it is called 90 degree N, that means 90 degree north, and 0 to South Pole, it is called 90 degree south. So these are the important parallels we find on the globe, and which helps us to locate the places. Now today we will discuss about the heat zones. So all parts of the earth do not receive the same amount of heat from the sun. Why? Because when the earth revolves, it is in elliptical path. You can say it is not complete circle, it is elliptical path. So while revolving the sun, we have the seasons, and at the same time all the places do not receive the same amount of heat from the sun, because the earth is tilted. It is not straight, it is tilted. So that is why in the northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere, so in the various time they get the various heat of the sun. So let us discuss this. So we have come to know about the important parallels, and these help us to divide the earth into three heat zones. So here we find 1, 2 and 3 from 0 degree, and if we go southern hemisphere, we find again 1, 2 and 3. So it divides the earth into three heat zones. And what are these? These are, first one is torrid zone, that means from the 0 degree, that means from the equator up to this much, and from the equator up to this much, that means 23.5 degrees south and 23.5 degree north. So from these two lines up to this much, how space is there, how much space is there, this is called torrid zone. That means from this line to this line, it is called torrid zone. Again, if we go 66.5 degrees south from torrid zone, that means from this line to 66.5 degree, and from this line to 66.5 degree north, then this place is called north temperate zone, because as it is in the northern hemisphere, that is why it is called north temperate zone, and it is called south temperate zone, these two parts. And the next part, it is called frigid zone, and this part it is called frigid zone. Now, why these names are given? Torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. So let us come to know. So all the places located between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. So Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. So between these, what are the countries we find? They are in torrid zone. That means torrid means heat. So they are in the heat zones, you can say. And this region receives the maximum amount of heat, and that is why it is called the torrid zone. And they experience the vertical rays of the sun. That means directly they get the heat from the sun. That is why it is called torrid zone. Now the temperate zone. So places outside the torrid zone. So here up to this much we find torrid zone. So after that we find another area, and here also we find another area. So these two areas, these are called temperate zone, and they receive less heat. That means not like the torrid zone. So they get the less heat of the sun, and that is why they are called temperate zone. So in the northern hemisphere, the area between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle is known as the North Temperate Zone. That means from Tropic of Cancer to 66.5 degree north, it is called Arctic Circle, and it is called the North Temperate Zone. And this portion is called, it is South Temperate Zone, as it is in the southern hemisphere. That is why it is called South Temperate Zone. Now the frigid zone. So beyond the Arctic Circle, beyond this circle, Arctic Circle, beyond this and beyond this Antarctic Circle, this small space we find here, and it is called the frigid zone. So it is very cold, as these areas receive extreme slanting rays. That means not directly, they are getting the slanting rays of the sun, these two places. So that is why they receive the less heat, very less heat. So that is why these places are very cold, and that is why it is called frigid zones. The North Frigid Zone lies between the Arctic Circle and the North Pole. So here we find the North Pole, and up to Arctic Circle, this place is called North Frigid Zone, and this portion is called South Frigid Zone. So I think all of you are clear about this. Now let us come to know about the meridians or longitudes. So the equator is used as the line of reference for locating places in the north and south directions. So this equator, it helps us to locate any place, whether it is in the north side or it is in the south side. That means in the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. So we need another line or point as reference for locating places in the east and west. That means if the place is west side, then how we will say, or if it is in east side, then how we will locate. So that is why we need another line, and this line is called meridian. So we can draw a set of lines joining the North Pole and the South Pole. These lines are called meridians or lines of longitudes. So here, from this is the pole, North Pole and South Pole, and from here another set of line. From this North Pole, all the lines come here, and again they join in the South Pole. So from North Pole to South Pole, these lines are there on the globe, and these are called meridians or lines of longitude. Clear? In 1984, some countries mutually agreed to fix Greenwich. So Greenwich is a place, and it is a few kilometers east side of London in UK. So it is in London, and a few kilometers, that means if we go to the east side of the London, so we find Greenwich. And the meridian which passes through Greenwich was taken as the prime meridian. So that means in London, just near the few kilometers away from London, in Greenwich, what meridians passes through Greenwich, it is called the prime meridian. That means it is called the main meridian. You can say it divides again the earth. So that is why we find 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 main directions, or 4 main parts, you can say. The distance of a place east or west of the prime meridian is measured at an angle. So the distance, suppose one place is here, and here also we know 90 parallels are there in the northern hemisphere and 90 parallels are there in the southern hemisphere, and when they intersect each other we get another angle. That also we discussed. And how much degree it is east side, so it is the east side and it is the west side. So how much it is in the east side we can know with the help of these longitudes. That means meridians help us to know what angle it makes. The longitude of a place is the distance of that place east or west of the prime meridian. So the longitudes of a place, how we will understand? That means it is the distance from the prime meridian. Suppose it is the prime meridian 0 degree, and from here how much east side or how much west side it is, that we know with the help of these meridians. And it is also measured at an angle whose vertex is at the center of the earth. So whose vertex is at the center of the earth, that means 0 degree. So from here only we start counting how much degree it is west side, how much degree it is north side, how much degree it is south side or west side. The longitude of a place is always expressed in degrees. So like the parallels or the lines of latitudes, here also we find it is expressed in degrees. The prime meridian as the starting meridian. So prime meridian is the starting meridian and it is called 0 degree longitude. Okay, and there are 180 meridians towards the east of the prime meridian and 180 meridians towards the west of the prime meridian. That means it is in the middle, and here we find 180 and this side also 180, and total there are 360 meridians are there. So this east side, if we want to write, so these are written as 0 degree to 180 degree east. Suppose it is in the east side, if we want to write, then we will write 0 degree to 180 degree east or 0 degree to 180 degree west. That means both the sides we find 180 meridians, and total there are 360 meridians are there on the globe. Now these meridians or the lines of longitudes, they have some certain characteristics like the parallels. The length of all the meridians is the same as they are semicircle. So these all lines, all the meridians, so their length is same. So there is no difference in the length, as they all are semicircle, not complete circle. They are not going back. So from here to here it is finished. That means it is semicircle, half circle you can say. Any two opposite meridians, that means suppose one meridian is here, then backside, as it is round in shape, so backside also another meridian is there, and it completes it forms a complete circle when we join the two parallels, the opposite side, then we get the complete circle, and which is called a great circle. The maximum distance between any two meridian is at the equator. So we know here this equator is bulging, that means here it is little bigger. So that is why the main that means the distance we find here it is more. Okay, because here the distance is less, and when it comes here at the middle it is bulging, so here the distance we find more, and it is about 111 kilometer. So like the parallels, only one parallel to another parallel, it is 111 kilometer. And here also we find at the middle, that means at the equator, we find it is the maximum distance between one meridian to another meridian. The distance between any two meridians decreases as we go away from the equator towards the poles. Now when we go up, that means here it is, as it is going like this, so that means when we go up or when we go down, it decreases. Okay, east of the prime meridian up to 180 degree east is eastern hemisphere. So from 0 degree to 180 degree east, it is called eastern hemisphere, and from 0 degree to 180 degree west, it is called western hemisphere. So these are the characteristics we find. And now locating places on the globe. Now on the globe, how can we locate any place? The network of parallels and meridians. So here we find the network, that means here also 90 parallels, here also 90 parallels, again we find here 180, this side also 180. So they are intersecting each other, these parallels and meridians, and it is known as Earth's grid. So these lines are called the Earth's grid. So we can locate any place on the surface of the earth with the help of these grids. So with the help of these lines, that means it is called grids, Earth's grid, and with the help of these grids we can locate any place easily. To find the exact location of a place on earth, we should know its position in the north-south direction. That means the latitude. The latitudes first we have to know. Then in the east-west direction, that means the longitude and latitude. So when we go up, that means these parallels help us to know how much north side it is, how much south side, or east or west side. That means the meridians help us. So here one example is given in your book. You can see here figure 2.10. So it shows how the location of a point on the earth's surface is determined by its latitude and longitude. How with the help of latitude and longitude we can locate a place. Now here you can see point P. Point P lies on the parallel of 50 degree north. So here it is given from the prime meridian 0 degree, and from the equator here it is counted, and we have come to know that one meridian to another meridian it is 15 degree, and that means here we find 50 degree north. That means 50 degree north, it is upside, 50 degree up, and 60 degree west side from 0 degree. How much meridians? One meridian it is 15 degree. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 meridians are there, you can see in your book, and that means 15 into 4, that means 60 degree west side and 50 degree north side. That means the location of P is 50 degree north and 60 degree west. So that way we can locate any place. Okay, so students, for this today, up to this much we will conclude, and in our next class we will discuss about longitude and time. What is the relation between longitude and time, and the local time also we will discuss. So let us conclude here today. Thank you.